Hey guys, it's Krystal. I said a week or two ago I was potentially going to film a video on how to meal plan. I know it's a super hot topic, right? Some people swear by it, some people say it's awful. Um, I found that for me personally, I can do it a little bit differently. It's more manageable, and also it helps me on them crazy nights where something comes up or there's like a softball game or choir concert or whatever it may be, and you're not home until super late. And then if it's going to be late, what are you making for dinner? You don't know, so maybe we'll just go grab something to eat or go through a fast food drive through. Which, if you're cooking on a budget or shopping on a budget, whatever you might call it, isn't really practical, because when you're on a budget and money's super tight, there's no option to just go through the drive-through or get something from a restaurant. So that's my experience. Anyway, when money was tight, I just started having to cook at home, and that means less processed foods too. So you're not buying store-bought Pop-Tarts and Rice Krispie treats and whatever else you might have used to spend money on, because it's much, much, much cheaper to make at home. And when there is so little money in the food budget, you need to make it stretch as far as possible. So I get asked a lot about meal planning, and I do it differently, like I said. So I just want to show you how I do it. I'm going to start off by saying generally, the majority of people meal plan by sitting down and saying, okay, I want pizza this week. I want quesadillas this week. So since I'm having quesadillas, maybe I'll also want some rice and beans with that. And then, oh, steak sounds good. So I'll probably need some baked potatoes and maybe some green beans. And they just start writing, and, my sister made chicken Alfredo last week, and that looked really good. I think I'll make that this week. So you write it down, and then as you do that, you're like, okay, well, I don't have any milk. I got to get milk. I don't have any flour for to make this Alfredo sauce. So I have to get flour. I don't have cheese for the quesadillas, so I have to go get that. I don't have rice or baked potatoes, and you just start writing this list as you're meal planning, and you discover, I'm going to go to the store and pay, $300 for the next 2 weeks or this week in groceries to get all these things because I want all these meals and I don't have the ingredients to. That's usually how most people meal plan, or they get on Pinterest for inspiration and they say, okay, yeah, that looks good. Oh, everybody's making that. That sounds great. Oh, Taco Tuesday. Let's make tacos on Tuesday. And whatever. So if you do that, I'm not judging. That's great if it works for you personally. Like I said, when money is tight, that's kind of a luxury that we don't really have an option for. So if you're like me and had to go through some pretty tight times and just figure it out, I want to share this style of meal planning with you. If you like it, great. If you don't, to each their own. I just wanted to get on here because I get a lot of questions, and people ask for help or suggestions or advice. So this is my way. I hope it helps you. In the meantime, as I go through this, we are going to be walking around my house because I have some stuff upstairs, some stuff downstairs. So I apologize for the lighting will be different. Whatever you see. I just apologize in advance if it's a little wobbly. Give me some grace. I'm still new at this. I did want to say, before I turn the camera around and show you my pantry, we'll do a pantry, fridge, freezer tour also, because that's vital how I do it. I just want to let you know the way that I do it is by starting with what I have at home. So once I turn this camera around, I'll actually start where I have some perishable items. And then I'll start in my fridge, because who knows, when you're shopping and doing life, some tomatoes get pushed in the back of the fridge, some random stuff you forgot you even bought got pushed back in the fridge. And sometimes you're like, oh wow, this either it's too bad and you have to throw it away, or it's getting there. And so I think it's important, maybe once a week, however often you want to start meal planning. Excuse me, for me, it's usually once a week. I think it's super beneficial if you do it like the day before your trash day. So if you do have leftovers that kind of got away from you, you can clean out your fridge every day. So if your trash comes on a Monday, maybe Sunday night, go through your fridge, clear out some old food that might need thrown away, and see what you have and go through from there. Like, okay, next week at some point these tomatoes are going to go bad, so I'm going to need to incorporate this in a meal, whatever that looks like. So my major tip, and the way that I do it differently, is to shop from what you already have. So when you're meal planning, it's not, oh, chili sounds amazing. Oh, chicken Alfredo. Like, oh, I saw this on Facebook. That's great to look at them things for some inspiration. But like I said, if you don't have tortillas and kidney beans and ground beef and, whatever, chicken Alfredo or chicken and Alfredo sauce or milk and flour and butter to make your own Alfredo sauce, it doesn't really do you any good because you have to go to the store and spend more money to buy more things, okay? So if you start with what you have, especially in your fridge, something that might go bad first, start there to eliminate food waste, because that's actually one of the major ways you can save money is stop throwing away all your food that's going bad. Cook it before it goes bad, or freeze it, do something with it so we're not throwing that in the trash, right? Because it's basically flushing money down the toilet, okay? So that's what I do. I shop from what I have. If I need a few things, we're going to need some milk, we're going to need some yogurt or whatever, go to the store. But I think you'll find at the end of this, when you try this out, once you create your shopping or your meal planning list, that you will see, oh wow, okay, I only need like 2 items instead of flour and milk and butter and chicken and kidney beans and ground beef, and like instead of like a variety of items that you're just going to have to go buy so many things. And then it's overwhelming and you're like, why do I even do this? You could have went to fast food and not had any issues. But I want to encourage you not to do that. Try it this way, even if it's just once. See how you like it. I think you'll find it's super helpful. And also, I don't do one by one. So what I mean by that is I don't say, okay, Sunday night we're going to have spaghetti. Monday night we're going to have tacos, etc. What I'll do is look at the week. And so I know that next week we'll have church and maybe a choir practice. And so those nights we'll need to have dinner done beforehand, or maybe I have a bunch of meetings all day on a Tuesday, and so I'm not going to be able to cook dinner. But like I said, we don't have money in the budget to go out to eat or get fast food or delivered pizza or whatever. So maybe Tuesday I'm going to have, or maybe when I meal plan, I'm going to have an option for a crock pot meal. So Tuesday morning before all my meetings, I can throw stuff in the crock pot and go from there. So it'll cook all day while I'm gone, avoid any issues in like having to spend money we don't have, etc., and clear out some space. Like for instance, what I would do if that were the situation. I know that I have in my freezer already cooked chili that I froze. When I make chili, when I make any food, I make too much food. I come from a big family. We're just used to cooking a lot. And my husband and I recently became empty nesters, except my father-in-law lives with us. But our youngest just moved back in. So now we have one extra to feed, so that hopefully will help. But I'm just not used to cooking for smaller portions just yet. So I'm getting better, but I said that all to say that when I cook, I do cook too much. Instead of it sitting in the fridge to go to waste, like leftovers that don't get eaten, I just freeze some for later. And what that means is when I'm sick down the road, or a busy school night event, or a bunch of meetings or whatever, I can thaw out the chili or whatever the meal is the day before in the fridge, and then the morning of a busy day, I'll just pop it in the crock pot and it's already cooked. It just needs warmed up, and then when that time comes to eat dinner, everything is already done. And it's a glorious thing. Nobody had to slave over to make a meal. It was a busy day, but we were able to cook and eat and still save money. So also, when you do that, you're already at the store or have using ingredients at home for your beans and your ground beef and your tomatoes and corn if you add that, macaroni if you add that to your chili, spaghetti noodles. There are plenty of different people that make chili different ways. When you buy those ingredients, you're not typically buying just 2 cans of beans, just 1 pound of ground beef, just 4 ounces of noodles, or whatever your recipe looks like. You're generally buying a package of ground beef, a pound or 2 pounds of noodles, bigger cans or multiple cans because you're there and they're on sale, of beans, or whatever that looks like. So keep in mind when you're doing that, also having multiple meals with what you have is super helpful. In the long run, you're saving money, less trips to the store, less cooking, all that. And then, okay, I promise I'm about to close on my spiel here, but another thing is to save money and help with your meal planning is to use leftovers. So say I made a bunch of ground beef for Sloppy Joe's for dinner tonight, and so I have some left over. Well, tomorrow, because I have so much Sloppy Joe's left over, it's already cooked. I can freeze it for later. They turn out super well. I do that all the time. Or I can add some spaghetti sauce to that and make some spaghetti. The beef is already, it'll add to the sauce, so it'll be like a meat sauce. Excuse me. And that's just another way. So instead of throwing away the food or leftovers, you can just repurpose that. Maybe season it, add some cumin and paprika, some different things to make it more like taco meat instead of Sloppy Joe, and use it for tacos the next day. Anything like that. Just try to use up any extras you have or freeze. And that'll be super helpful to you when you are trying to meal plan. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this camera around and start here with my, I call this perishables. So generally there will be some like bell peppers, some tomatoes, some different things sitting here. Bananas, any produce like that I don't refrigerate sits here. Excuse the mess. My father-in-law is 85 years old. He likes to make toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. There's always crumbs. It's fine. We live here, so this video is not going to be perfect, picture perfect for you. It just is what it is. But this is the main importance where I want to start, because this stuff goes bad. So the bread would mold, the buns get hard, these expire, the potatoes can grow things, peppers would go bad if they were sitting here, bananas too ripe, etc. So this is where I like to start, this and my fridge, because like I said, that's where things will go bad. So I have a pen and a paper pad here. Don't knock my pen. I got it for a penny at Dollar General. If you want to know more about penny shopping, I do have a video for you on my channel. I can link that in the description box below if you want to watch it. Also, our Facebook group, any rebate apps I use to get my food free will also be in the description box below. So I have a pen and paper. So I definitely know that I'm going to need to use these sweet potatoes. So I'm going to write that down. Sometimes I will start with a main, okay, I'm going to start with pork chops, and then on the side we're going to have some sweet potatoes and corn, or whatever that will look like, whatever your family likes. Sometimes I just need to write it down, sweet potatoes, which is a side, because this is going to be important. I'm going to need to cook this. So I'm definitely want to do sweet potatoes. The bread will be fine. These hot dog buns, we just finished eating our hot dogs. I got them out of the freezer for some pulled barbecue pork and coleslaw sandwiches because I didn't have any hamburger buns. They worked well for that. Like I said, we don't have hot dogs, but these are going to need used up. And because they came out of the freezer, they're not like the super softest. So what I'm going to do is use them for garlic bread sticks, because again, multi-purpose items. So I'm going to write down spaghetti, which would be what I would serve with garlic bread. So I'm going to write that down. I happen to know I have all of that stuff. I make my homemade, I grow tomatoes and peppers and stuff. I make my homemade spaghetti sauce. I do have pasta. I make my homemade pasta too. And I have these, I'm going to turn into garlic bread, hot dog buns. So I'll just write that there so that I know that's what I'm going to be using. So I have one meal. Like I said, I just write like 7 or 10 different meals and some sides. I'll have some that require more cooking. I'll have some, like I said, that you just thaw in the fridge the night before to pop in the oven or a crock pot. And I'll have some super quick, fast, and easy. So if something comes up, we have company or we had to go somewhere and we're getting home late, oh, okay, I have some chicken nuggets and mac and cheese on here. I could just do that super quickly. It's super easy. Everybody will like it, you know, things like that. So I'm not going to put Monday, Tuesday, or pick a day that this will go. I'm just going to have a list of meals I want to cook this week and just see where that lines up according to how much time I have to cook, etc. So these I'll fry up eventually. For some tortilla chips, I have some lime juice and some salt for them, kind of to make them like the Chipotle chips. Those will be good for a while. So I think I'm satisfied with that. Let me go ahead and open my freezer and fridge. So I have some salad, some eggs, hard-boiled eggs, that'll go together. Some different things here, fruit. Like I said, I like to start in my fridge because this stuff will be going bad sooner. Also, just to say, I don't generally meal plan any breakfast or lunches. Sometimes we don't eat anything but dinner all day or every day. Sometimes we eat 3 days a week. It's just kind of, but we have like eggs and salad and stuff for lunches, like lunch meat and stuff that we can do with that for breakfast or lunch. So I have a meat and cheese tray, some homemade pickles, homemade sauerkraut, eggs, plenty of eggs. So maybe I'll do something like a frittata or something. We shall see. Got some cheeses. I want to use up this mozzarella. That's why I pulled it to the front so I could see it. I have some cheeses and some old, like, not old, but some already taken out of a meat and cheese tray, some salami and pepperoni there, some mozzarella. I'm also growing my own basil and tomatoes and stuff right now in my house. And so because I have those, I'm going to close this up real quick. I'm going to come over to my list. I definitely want, I'll show you in there too, I have some tomatoes that need eaten. I'm going to make some homemade pizzas. I have homemade marinara sauce in my freezer that I made with my tomatoes and stuff, and froze it. I have that mozzarella cheese. I want to use up some cauliflower pizza crusts in the basement I got for free, and that salami and pepperoni and stuff. So after I'm done with this, I'll just write out more detailed as I go. I guess I could leave this here in case I need it. But yeah, so here's some tomatoes that I need eaten. Here's some leftovers, which we could also eat for breakfast, lunch, snacks, whatever. It's breakfast. It's sausage, egg, and cheese in between some crescent rolls. So let's see. I have some, nothing exciting, leftover Subway, homemade yogurt, which is amazing, some leftover sauerkraut and stuff. Buttermilk, definitely want to make some biscuits. This whey, these jars on the right, it's about 3 quarts of whey from making my homemade yogurt. I really want to do some sourdough bread. So this is my homegrown lettuce. I definitely want to make some homemade Pop-Tarts. That's, again, not a meal. I don't know that I'll write that down, but just noting to myself that I want to make those because I can eat them for a snack, breakfast, lunch, dessert, you know, whatever it is, and we can freeze some for later. You just pop in the toaster or the microwave and go from there. These are, obviously won't be 100% homemade. I do have a recipe if you're interested in that for homemade pie crust to make your own. These are just some snacks. Let me know if you want that recipe. These are just some snacks. Like I said, we don't like meal plan, breakfast and lunch. We can just grab this if we're hungry or wanting a snack. Those are some core probiotic bars and such. Again, easy, quick things. Cinnamon rolls for some whatever. I'm actually not going to use them for breakfast. I'm going to use them with some pie filling. So again, that's a dessert. No meal prep there. Okay, so I think we're pretty good in there. We're not going to have anything that's going bad pretty soon. Let's see, I have some peppers. I can add that to my pizza. I have some tomato paste in case I need to thicken up some chili. If you don't use the whole can, you can freeze, especially here. See, I just made more yogurt. These things are called super cubes. If you haven't got them, try them. They're amazing. They're very good quality. They're worth every penny because they are a little more expensive. Definitely don't skimp out if you're going to buy these. Don't get the knockoffs. But I need to take these out and put them in some freezer bags. This is just yogurt, homemade yogurt that I made. I froze 4 tablespoons for the next 2 batches of yogurt that I'm going to be making. Right back there is my homemade marinara sauce. I also froze in not these, but the bigger ones to use in portions later. Let's see, so I have some breakfast burritos here that I made and froze, some peanut butter and jelly biscuit sandwiches here that I made and froze, already cooked chicken. Maybe I'll do, I'm not sure when I'm doing that. I'm just noting as I go what I have. Fully cooked shredded chicken, diced ham. You know what, that's what I'm going to do for a meal, is use up some of that ham and do cheesy ham breakfast bake. Okay, with the eggs and cheese and stuff I have there. This is my pantry. I don't keep too much stuff in here. I've got some drink stuff, some protein to grab, some fruit snacks, different things, raisins to snack on, some baking stuff. I'm going to put this with my homemade jelly and some of the homemade Pop-Tarts to see, because my homemade jelly isn't very sweet, and this store-bought like cranberry sauce, the whole berry and the jellied, I got for free with Ibotta. I'm the only one that likes it. My brother-in-law used to eat it with me on Thanksgiving. He's in heaven now, so I have abundance of it because it was free, so I got it. I'm going to try to mix it in some homemade Pop-Tarts and see how that goes. Some of my not as sweet jelly with some of the super sweet kind of should balance out. Let's see. I don't really need any of this baking stuff. Again, this could be quick breakfast, lunch, grab things, all free with Ibotta, some oatmeal cups, overnight oats, some grits and Pop-Tart things. Okay, some French onions, instant potatoes, some veggies. Again, just kind of taking inventory because none of this is about to go bad. But that's about it. Some snacky stuff. Okay. So that's basically it for now. So far up here, I see that I'm going to be making some spaghetti, some pizza, and a cheesy like ham. I might add some shredded potatoes to this, some breakfast bake. Okay, so we already have 3 meals, just getting started. So I'm going to take you with me downstairs. If you are following this channel for any length of time, you know I have a stockpile. I'm not necessarily possibly going to go through that today. It's more so my freezers and fridge. Again, excuse the lighting and all that stuff. Super new to me. Just still getting used to it. I'm going to flip you guys around to show you one of my freezers. Okay, I'm going to try my best to keep this open. I have a bunch of veggies. I got cheap at Aldi. Some bird's eye. All the bird's eye you'll see I got for free with Ibotta. Some fruits, which I'm going to make some jams out of, but again, that's not a meal. So I'll go in here. This is what I'm talking about. This top part, I generally try to keep for stuff I already made and froze. So I have some, actually my uncle has a restaurant and they made this here and had extra, so they didn't throw it away, they gave it away. So I just froze it for later. I'm actually going to use this and some of the fried crispy onions you might have seen up there, and make some green bean casserole. So I'm going to put it up here, green bean casserole. Excuse the mess on my table. I'm just now starting to do some bundles and stuff to sell, so I have them set out. So yeah, so that's a side, but again, this will come together later. I do have some chicken already made, and I have some stuffing. So what I think I'm going to do is get some, if you've watched my couponing or my stockpile tour, you'll know I've got a bunch of these rices I got for free using Ibotta. So I'm going to go ahead and make a casserole with some of these rices on the bottom, top it with some already cooked shredded chicken to make the cooking process easier. You can definitely make this from scratch. Put some rice down, some noodles, gravy, whatever you like. And then what I'm going to do is top it off with that Swiss cheese. That I don't like Swiss cheese. That's why it's in the freezer, so it didn't go bad. It was in a meat and cheese tray. What I'm going to do is, I got this maybe 25 cents at Walmart, a big bag, 12 ounces. I'm going to do the rice, then the chicken, then the Swiss cheese, and then put this with some melted butter on it, prepare it. My family calls, that's not exactly the recipe, but my family calls something similar to that called company's chicken, because it's cheap, it feeds a bunch of people. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to come down here and write company's chicken, and that will actually use up some. You can put some company's, what, Krystal? Company's chicken. I need some coffee. Excuse my handwriting, it's hard, this thing's moving. That will also use up some more of that homemade, not that I made it, but restaurant made cream of mushroom that I have in abundance in my freezer. So that will also help in getting rid of that. See, this is also cream of mushroom. Here's some chili. We might do some chili. We have some vegetable soup that I already made and froze in my cubes. I think I'll go ahead and write down chili, because that will be a good quick and easy meal. And again, I'm just going to thaw it the day before and pop it in my crock pot the day of. You'll see these are all in squares because I've used my super cubes. I don't know what's going on. I think the quality of the bags is going. I've never had this before, so that's why I try to use these already cooked things first. If you follow my Facebook group, you've seen hashtag Hamapalooza, where I got a ton of hams super cheap. My husband and I gave away hams worth, I think it was $1,040 hams we gave away, and we still have some in the freezer I can show you in our deep freeze. But here are some things already made. This is cheesy chicken, broccoli, and rice bake. Already cooked. It just has to be thawed the day before and cooked for 45 minutes to an hour. It really just depends. Some shells and cheese, so that's already made. There's some stock back there if I want to make any soup. I'm not going to do soup this week. Some different things. Beef. Okay, let's see. Kale. This is an ice cream cake. My husband's birthday's coming up. We're going to do that. Got it at the discount store. Some more cream of mushroom. Just a bunch of veggies if we need it. Okay, here's my more convenience. Okay, so see, I do have some chicken nuggets that I got. It's a very large bag, whole bag for $2 on clearance at Walmart. And I have that shells and cheese up there. So once I turn around again, I'm going to write down some chicken nuggets and shells and cheese because they need to get gone. Let's see, some brown and serve, some french fries, cut up rotisserie chicken, some chicken leg quarters, pretzels. If you have any clever suggestions what to do with these pretzels or the pretzel bites, it's just like bite-sized pretzels, let me know in the comment section below, because I got paid to buy a bunch of them from Ibotta and haven't used them yet. Well, I mean, we've eaten some, but I need some creative ideas. So there's some more hash browns, which I'll probably add too. So let me go ahead and write nuggets. I don't know why that's not zooming for you. Nuggets and mac and cheese, which will be shells and cheese, which will go out of my freezer. So it's one less thing taking up space. And again, the nuggets are already made. You pop them in the oven or toaster oven. The shells and cheese are already made. So again, I already paid for these ingredients, calculated it on a different thing. And so on to our next, we just have one more freezer. Not just because it's quite large. And I did not organize it before, so don't judge me. It's the deep freeze, guys. Freeze if it's not a little messy. So here is my deep freeze. I have plenty of meat alternatives down here, more pretzels like I told you, some non-beef tips, turkey, California, cauliflower rices, some sausages. I just got these at Target, guys. If you are not following me on Coupon Nerds Facebook group to see all these individual deals, you are missing out. Go click the link in the description box. I post this stuff all the time. These were $6.04. It's just under a pound. They sell for $6.49 a pound at Target. This is about a pound. It was $6.04. It was freeze by March 17th. I bought it on March 17th. They marked it down $5 off because it was to use by or freeze by. Came home, popped it in my freezer. Okay, so I just got a whole big steak for $1.04, and this one I got $5 off, so I paid $1.17. If you are not doing this, you are totally missing out. I've never had any problems with these. They still look great the day of, or even Target puts on the $3 off stickers about 3 to 4 days in advance. When they're before this date here. So definitely check out Target's meat every time you go. You're already there, you might as well. So I'm just checking out some other options here. I have some meat alternative meatballs, chicken nuggets, cauliflower pasta, riced veggies, all this stuff I got free on Ibotta. So just keeping that in mind. Some more rolls. I might, once this lunch meat gets kind of close, sometimes the lunch meat gets eaten super fast, sometimes it doesn't. Once the lunch meat is getting a little close, or I notice it's not really getting eaten much, I'll pull out these Sara Lee rolls I got free from Fetch, and I will thaw them out and then cut them in half this way, and put some meat and cheese, bake them in the oven with some like garlic butter or whatever that looks like, and make some homemade sliders. So we're not going to the store buying a bunch of sliders, and we're also not wasting food. So plus that helps because these stay longer in the freezer, but they're not going to be like super soft to eat just as a roll on the side or whatever. So bunch of yeast, flour, cornmeal. If you don't know, you can freeze your flours, stuff like that. Helps keep kills any bugs. I know that sounds really nasty. We actually intake a lot of animals and bugs, like pieces and parts, in our food. It's totally safe according to the FDA, like in coffee and chocolate, nuts, different things like that, and our flours and stuff. So that's super gross. You don't want to have like a beetle problem or whatever in your pantry. So I just keep mine in the freezer. It'll last almost indefinitely. And like I said, kill any bugs because nobody wants that. Here's some more burritos I made. These are potato burritos. I had some leftover potatoes and peppers from dinner that I made Italian sausage with. I also had some leftover chicken that was seasoned with some taco seasoning. Sometimes I'll just freeze the already cooked taco seasoned meat or chicken, or I'm sorry, ground beef or chicken. This time I didn't want to, so I just put the leftovers together in some burrito wraps that were given to me for free because somebody wasn't going to eat them. My sister also gave me some like regular taco wraps, soft tortillas, that they weren't going to get eaten, and they were going to go bad. So I just had lots of sausage, cheese, eggs, potatoes, peppers, chicken, and just put some stuff together. So again, it's repurposing what we have to make sure nothing goes bad. So I put the leftover potatoes, chicken, and some cheese and some taco sauce. That I got 75% off, I believe, at Giant Eagle. Put it all together, wrapped it up. I wrap it in a paper towel, and then I wrap it in foil, and then I put it in another bag, like a bread bag or the tortilla bag it came in. That way it'll last forever. When you go to heat it up, take off the foil, leave on the paper towel, because that'll help keep it moist and cook, reheat evenly. So yeah, that's free. That's not part of my meal planning, but again, those things are easy. You can grab and go as you please, and they didn't go to waste. So when I ran out of chicken, I think I ended up with just 3 cheesy potato burritos. So, I mean, you can't really beat that. Half the ingredients were free. The cheese was, chicken super cheap. You guys know that's how I roll, getting my items. So here's that other bag. Yeah, my sister gave me a bag of these. I think it's a 10 count for free, so that didn't cost me anything. I just label them as such and pop them in there. We have some ice cream, another ice cream cake. Here's some juice I got free with Ibotta. We're going to make some party juice instead of using ice cubes. You do like 7-Up with some pineapple sherbet, raspberry sherbet, lime sherbet, whatever, and you just mix it all together instead of keeping it cold with ice cubes. Excuse me, I got this Pina Colada Tropicana free on Ibotta. So what I did was freeze them in my super cubes so we can use them in juice or some 7-Up, and it doesn't water it down because it's not water, it's actually juice. It's like pineapple coconut. And I did some in the ice cubes in that tray I showed you upstairs. So various, and some smaller like quarter cup, half cup portions. So just an idea. Don't let it go to waste. I got it for free. It's gonna sit here. We'll use it for a kid's party. And again, not going to waste. So under here I have some different things. Here's another thing I got with Ibotta for free, using a bonus, overage from a bonus. I think it was like $5 maybe. I got $1 off, I think $4.28, $5.28, and I got $1 back on Ibotta, but then I have overage from hitting an Ibotta bonus for hitting so many offers, and it was free. So that's a good option for another cheap meal. So you'll see I have more flours, buttermilk, enriched cornmeals, different stuff, some desserts, have some bacon if I want to pull that out, more flatbread pizza crusts, some chicken in here. Also got, let me see, that one was not Target, this was Walmart. It was $2.37, and Ibotta gave me I think $1.50 off, and it helped me hit another Ibotta bonus, so I probably got that for free as well. Not finding super much. Let's see, I got some more flour, some 90% sirloin ground, pork roast. I definitely want to do something with that. So, maybe I'll do that with some sweet potatoes or something. I'm just gonna write pork because sometimes, well, I don't know what it means. I'm writing pork roast here. Sometimes that'll mean I'll make it with some potatoes and carrots. Sometimes that'll mean I'll do pulled pork. I'm not quite sure, but I definitely want to use up a pork roast because if you've seen my posts on the Facebook group, I ended up getting a bunch of them for free after the Hamapalooza situation. So let's see, I've got some walnuts and pecans in here. If you keep them in your freezer, the oils don't have a chance to go rancid in most of the nuts, so they actually last for a really long time. And so I did that because they're $10 each, $9.99 at Walmart, and they were actually 90% off when Christmas hit 90% off, because maybe for Christmas baking or whatever. They're not marked Christmas, they're just regular bags of walnuts and pecans and stuff. So for £1.50, I got them for 99 or 98 cents. And look at me here, I'm already making a mess. So, yeah, so I have some hams. I really want to wait on the hams because Easter is coming. So I'm not going to do ham. I definitely want to do a pork roast. Let me close this and put this back. Always keeping stuff in order so you know where everything is will super be helpful, especially in these deep freezes. All my hams are here, and here actually, and so then some pork roast, and then also pork is this slab, 2 slabs actually of ribs. Okay, and then the different beefs and bacon, and there's a turkey under here, I think a chicken as well, some different things. I don't need any of that. Like I said, these won't go bad because of it's in the freezer, so they'll last a little longer. Let me go ahead and close this and see what we're looking at here. So we have a pork roast, we have spaghetti, I'm going to count these on my fingers as we go, spaghetti, pizzas, breakfast bake, company's chicken, chili, and nuggets. Okay, there we go. You know what, maybe instead of the nuggets, maybe I do want fish sticks. Okay, we'll see. I'll leave it there for an option. So that's 7 meals, okay? And it was so it's stress-free. You just go through, what did we have here? We had this. The sweet potatoes are going to made the green bean casserole. So let me see. Maybe, I definitely don't want that with fish sticks. So I'll just do a pork roast, and we'll have green bean casserole on the side. Maybe some mashed sweet potatoes instead of like baked sweet potatoes. So that I'm actually just going to make into a meal. instead of, actually, I do have some regular russets up there. So I know because my father-in-law super, like, mashed potatoes is his favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here for him because he does like that. And you know what, I'll make this soon because I have some leftover sauerkraut in my fridge right now, from yesterday or the day before. So I'm going to make this, ASAP. So I'm going to pull out the pork roast to thaw it in the fridge. I'm going to have to pull out some already cooked ground beef that I have, or some, you know, whatever ground beef I have in my freezer, to make the spaghetti. Get some of this, so the hot dog buns are already out. That's good. The pizza dough, the pizza crusts are already made. I will pull out the marinara sauce out of the freezer the day before, or just a couple hours before I make them and set them on the counter. All of this stuff. I will thaw the ham. Actually, I really enjoy thawing the hash browns beforehand too, because it just cooks much faster and more evenly. So I'll probably thaw out some of the already cooked diced ham that I have prepared in my freezer, and the hash browns, and probably some peppers I'm going to throw in with that. Bell peppers already cut or sliced, diced, whatever, and froze. So just a couple days beforehand, I'm going to decide, because so many of these need thawed in the freezer, I will go through and say, okay, Monday's an easy night, Tuesday's a busy day, whatever, and for this week, I will say, let's try for this Monday, let's try for this Thursday, just to kind of help me. But then again, like, not being so stressed, like, but I said I was going to do this Monday, and I really need to do this quick and easy nuggets or fish sticks on Monday instead. That's okay, because we still have meals planned for the whole week. So maybe the next day you'll make pork roast or whatever it looks like. So I hope this helps. I'm going to turn back. If you have any questions, please let me know in the description box. If this helped you at all throughout, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to this video, or subscribe to this channel if you want to know more about how to get groceries for free. If you're like, oh wow, I didn't know anything about that, check out my channel. I have extreme couponing videos, how to use Ibotta, how to get free stuff on using Swagbucks, how to penny shop if you want to learn how to do that. I've got all kinds of videos that I think would benefit. And if you're ever like, hey, I would really like if you would do a video on XYZ, let me know. I can't read your mind. So if you ever have that and think you'd be interested in that, let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. I'm always open for new suggestions. I can't guarantee I'll do everything for everybody, but I am new at this and I'm trying to do more videos. So, and I want it to be helpful to you guys. So I already know how to meal plan. I've been doing this to help me stay sane throughout the week, because cooking on a budget, you're just, at least for me, my story, I was cooking every day. So we didn't have fast food and pizza deliveries and Chinese takeout and whatever, like, those were just luxuries we couldn't afford. So I cooked 7 days a week. I still do, just to save some money, and use some stuff that I get free couponing. So, yep, that's my story. I hope it helps. Hope it helps you stay sane if you're one of those who just has to figure out every single day what you're going to feed your family. I know that's a lot. So I hope this kind of takes some pressure off and you learned some helpful tips about saving money, reusing your leftovers so you don't have to throw it away, freezing some extra food, like maybe you cook twice as much and freeze half, or 2 pans of lasagna, eat one for dinner, freeze half. That way you already bought the ricotta, you already bought the eggs, you already bought the noodles, the meat, the sauce, the whatever. You have all that stuff on hand. So go ahead and just make it now, instead of popping a partial sauce in the fridge and a partial ricotta or cottage cheese in the fridge, a partial carton of eggs. Go ahead and use them ingredients now. And freeze some. You will thank yourself later when there's a sickness or a company that comes on, like unplanned, stuff like that. Like, life happens to all of us. So with that, I'm gonna finish up. I think I went everything that I wanted. I hope this helped you. All right, thank you for watching. I hope to see you on our Facebook group called Coupon Nerds. The link's in the description box below. Thanks. Bye.